Yo, what's good, my dude? This is your boy Aaron, aka Bob with JB, and I'm back with another video. Hey,
Aaron the S and AKE. Already know y'all envy me. Catch me on YouTube and Twitch with the stream. My dreams reign supreme like I'm with RDC. 10 a.m. on Thursday, time to hit a Supreme. And I'm top 10% of class of 18. So I pack a laptop, no I don't pack heat. Yeah, young nigga, barely 17. But I got the PG-13s on my feet.
today we hopping into the Fortnite, but I don't even have a controller in my hand. We're not playing nothing. I mean, I'm gonna have to pick it up later to like scroll through shit. But alright, so it's getting towards the end of the season. Season 9 is about to end. The overtime challenges just came out. Season 10 is about to start. So I'm just gonna go through the battle pass and break down what the battle pass told us from day one that we completely missed, and told us everything we needed to know about season 9 and even a little bit about what's going on in season 10. But anyway, let's lay at the battle pass. We can hop straight into this. Alright, so the first thing we're going to start off with is the Mecha storyline. Now in season 9 we had to wait all the way until Singularity came out, or until week 9 before we found out what the Mecha actually was going to be. But truly, Epic has been letting us know since day 1 what the Mecha was going to be. We see this because if we look at the battle pass, we can see that there are some new emoticons for some old characters that haven't really been relevant in a while. On tiers 3, 8, 13, 16, and 53, we get to see emoticons of Tomato Head, Cuddle Team Leader, Drift, Rex, and the Durburger. All 5 of them are what made up the Mecha in the first place that fought the monster. I will tell y'all more about the Mecha storyline, but that will be in a later video because I don't want this video to be too long, and it also doesn't pertain exactly to the battle pass. Alright guys, so now we're going to focus on all the banners in the Season 9 Battle Pass. These were specifically tricky because I didn't want to feel like I was thinking into them too deep. Just to make sure I wasn't making anything up, I went back to old Fortnite seasons and I looked at the banners within their Battle Passes, and I got about 3 typical things that banners do for you. One is it talks about an update coming soon to Fortnite, whether it's in the same season or in the next season. And then it also talks about skins coming soon to Fortnite, so that's 2, whether it's in that season or the next season. And then lastly, they show something that happened in the season, whether it was at the very beginning of the season or 9 weeks in. We see an example of the first one, which was an update coming to Fortnite on Season 8. Tier 42 of Season 8 was a banner of a treasure chest. We don't see treasure chests or treasure maps in the beginning of Season 8, which released on February 28th, but only about a week later on March 6th did they release the treasure map item. Alright, next we have the banners that show skins coming soon to Fortnite, like we see in Season 6. In Season 6, Tier 82, there's a banner depicting the Skull Trooper. This is also when they brought back the Skull Trooper, and the people that had the original one were given a different one that glowed. Alright, my last example for y'all is for the third one, which is something that we can see happen in the current season, and the easiest season to see this with is Season 7. On Season 7, Tier 11, there's a picture of planes, and obviously planes came in during Season 7. Then on Tier 42, we have a picture of the Infinity Blade on a banner, and on Tier 77, we have a picture of Prisoner Cuffs, which obviously hint at the secret skin for Season 7. Alright, now let's get on to Season 9 and the banners within that battle pass. I'm going to skip over some because of I got better arguments for others. The first one we're going to start off with is Tier 8. It is a banner that depicts like a beach chair or pool chair next to an umbrella. This one is obviously representing an update made within the game or something that we see within the same season, because it represents the 14 days of summer challenges that we got. Next we have the banner of the dog bone. This one was stumping me for a while because I was trying to figure out like how it related to dogs, like were there going to be dog pets the next season? Is like a dog going to show up, like another dog skin or something like that? But then it just like came to me that it's simply just a bone, and it represents the monster's bones and like the skeleton and the skull that we see next to Salty Springs right now on the map. Next we have Tier 38 with the bacon strip. This one might seem like the most off the wall or the most outrageous, like it has nothing to do with Fortnite at all, but this one was actually the easiest one to put together. This one is for the update in the season, but it's not to the Battle Royale mode, it's to the Save the World mode. Bacon is actually a good resource used in Save the World, and Save the World also just got a big update like last week where if you don't have the Founders Pack, you no longer get daily V-Bucks. Now, in Tier 42, there is a banner that depicts a painting, and if you've been paying any attention to this season, this one's pretty self-explanatory. It's just to show that the painting that Bunker Jonesy is doing on the Fortnite picture. On tier 50, we have a picture of a Rex. I'm not 100% what this one means, but I'm pretty sure it just relates to the Rex arm being a part of the Mecha. This one kind of contradicts with the emoticon of the Rex, but I'm pretty sure that's what this one is. Alright, now we can get to the more skeptical banners. For the first one, I got tier 18, which is the paper airplane banner. In a recent video, ILLNKILLN said that you can see the outlines of planes on the maps, and he also talked about how planes might be coming soon to season 10, and that's what I expect that the tier 18 banner stands for. Then we got the X on tier 29. This X doesn't look like the letter X, but it looks more like a drawn X like that would show up on a treasure map. This one has me hinting at, this one like a big hint towards Lazy Lagoon, but I don't know what necessarily the hint is. Was the hint that the monster is going to come back from Lazy Lagoon? So was it like an in-season hint? Or is the hint that Lazy Lagoon won't be there next season? So is it like an out-of-season event? And the reason I say this is because if you go back and watch the monster versus the mech fight, the first time the monster shoots his laser, he kind of outlines Lazy Lagoon and kind of scrapes Tomato Temple a little bit. So we'll have to wait till season 10 to figure out what happens there though. And the last one is like probably the one I'm most skeptical on, but it kind of makes sense. It's the traffic cone on tier 62. It might just be like just to show that there was construction on pressure plant of like the Mecha, or it might just be nothing at all, but we'll never know until like next season, I guess. Now that leaves us with 4 banners in this season 9 battle pass that I have no idea what the story is behind them. We have the violin, the target, the explosion, and the shovel. I either think that we'll see what these do like this season, like the explosion, maybe something explodes before the end of the season, or we'll just see them in like a skin next season, or maybe they're just here just because they're here. We'll have to either wait till the end of the season or find out next season. Now it's time to move on to the things that don't directly correlate with the storyline but might be hinting towards it. The first one we're going to start off with is on tier 14, and it's the This Way spray. Now this might just look like 2 arrows pointing in one direction, but they could have just put 1 arrow, or they could have just had a stem on the arrow to make it look like it was pointing, but instead they made it look like the rewind symbol. And since we're already talking about This Way, let's talk about That Way that we see on tier 36, and it looks like the fast forward symbol. So these two seem to be playing into the idea that season 10 might have to do with time travel. Next we have the loading screen that shows up on tier 37, that's a Bright Bomber. We also have a Spray of Fate that shows up on tier 41. I'm not going to speak on any of them during this video because it might just be too in-depth for just the battle pass video. There's too much stuff to cover, but in my season 10 theory video they definitely will show up, so make sure you hit the subscribe button so you check that out in the next video. The next thing I want to go over is the Nope Spray on tier 53 and the Fancy Flying Disc on tier 68. The first thing about the Nope spray on tier 53 is that I don't really think it's anything. I mean, it could be something, but I think it's just a cool spray with the paint that Bunker Jonesy uses during the Fortnite picture. Next we have the Fancy Flying Disc on tier 68, which people are saying it looks a lot like the Tron disc, which Tron is like a movie set in a super futuristic time, and they say it's hinting towards season 10 time travel again. Next we have the Stratus skin that shows up on tier 71 and the loading screen that shows up on tier 75. People say that season 10 is going to be time travel because if you look at the overtime skins, it shows an older Jonesy with gray hair and a younger Stratus with no beard. What doesn't sit right with me though is that if you look at the tier 75 loading screen, that Stratus does not have a beard. So maybe the beard on the original Stratus skin is relatively new and Stratus doesn't play as big of a role into the time travel theme as we think. Now we're moving on to the thing that I have the least information about in the battle pass, or that might be like the biggest stretch, and it's the tier 94 loading screen. It shows 2 of the Nightbright skins and they're running into the cargo place, or they're running around in the cargo place that hasn't been here for a few seasons. Maybe if season 10 is time travel, maybe we'll see that place come back, but that's all I really know about this specific tier. Now finally, the last thing and the biggest hint of this entire battle pass is the tier 93 emoticon, because I'm just talking, I don't know what the hell is going on.